2012, A Simpler Time, Modern Warfare 3, Gangnam Style, and girls posting pictures like this. Okay, how about 2006? An even simpler time, cheat codes written on paper, and mostfungames.com. Alright, I gotta stop or I'm gonna cry. Today we're gonna take a look at the fake screenshots and footage of Grand Theft Auto 4 and Grand Theft Auto 5. Because, yeah, just like fake GTA 6 leaks in 2020, well, fake GTA leaks have been around forever, and I was actually inspired to make this video by Badger Goodger, or as I like to call him, Badger Godger, because his content is godlike. So when GTA 4 was first announced by an arm tattoo in May 2006 at E3, well, all we got was a plain Jane generic Grand Theft Auto 4 logo in the style of like Grand Theft Auto 3. It wasn't the new rendition, remastered, numerical logo that we're very familiar with today. And that's all we got for 1 year. Aside from a release date, that's it. And because of this, it actually sparked a plethora of fake GTA 4 images that would take over all of the forums, because back in 2006, well, even though YouTube existed as far as video game communities and things like that go, the only thing on YouTube in 2006 was like Fred. So at the time, we didn't know whether these images were real or fake. So first up, I want to showcase this August 2006 Coca-Cola commercial. This actually came 3 months after GTA 4 was announced and that logo was revealed. At this time, we still never had any official images or footage from the game. However, this parody of Grand Theft Auto, in my opinion, turned out to be very eerily similar in a way to Grand Theft Auto 4. As far as the color scheme and the atmosphere went in this commercial, which, like I said, it was just a parody of Grand Theft Auto. Instead of doing really bad things, this protagonist and main character of this commercial goes on to like turn every bad scenario into something really good, all because of Coca-Cola. And even at the time, this was actually passed off as Grand Theft Auto 4 gameplay. Now, as far as screenshots go, the first one that we have is what I call the downtown area. And the things that stick out to me the most in this image are the people in the photos. So the lighting is way off, and they look so real that they are fake. Like, it just doesn't make sense, and I don't even think that statement makes sense. But when you go and take a look at the vehicles and compare it to the people, those vehicles are obviously fake. They look like cars from GTA San Andreas, but the people in that lighting just make them look, like I said, so real that they look fake. But at the time, stuff like this in games seemed so real, especially with GTA San Andreas, for instance, because at the time, we didn't have anything better to compare it to. Now we compare like San Andreas to GTA 5, and you can't compare graphics when it comes to that, because back then, we thought San Andreas had GTA 5 type graphics, versus when GTA 6 comes out, GTA 5's graphics will look like what we think of GTA San Andreas right now. So it's really just this never-ending cycle, and Badger actually mentions in his video that this was most likely something, someone either created to just post as a fake and pass off, or someone took this from a graphic designer's portfolio, for instance, just to pass it off as a fake GTA 4 image. Now, image number 2 is actually a cartoon that's 14 years old. Older than some of y'all watching this video. Crazy as that sounds. So I actually made a parody video of this back in February of this year. I remember when this one hit the internet back in 2006, because somehow we actually believed this one to be real. And it's so comical to look back on, because aside from the fact that it's ultra cartoony, there's a female protagonist, and she's holding a flail. The minimap actually looks like a barbecue grill. That's what I thought. When I first saw that, that's just what my mind went to. You guys may see that, you may not. But what's actually interesting about this image is that Rockstar went on to respond to this. And this comes from a June 2006 article on Eurogamer, where apparently this image came from a disgruntled Rockstar employee, and we know how that goes, because we still hear that same phrase in 2020 with GTA 6 leaks. But Rockstar went on to say that this is not real at all, which is obvious because that's not what Grand Theft Auto 4 looked like, but also thank goodness this was not real. Now, the third image we have is actually the most real. image that I believe we got as far as GTA 4 fakes went, opposed to the one we just talked about. So this one right here, like I said, is the most real looking fake that I think we ever got. It looks to be in New York City, where GTA 4 would obviously go on to take place, and even the graphics match up. Aside from some differences in vehicles and things like that, overall, this was a really good fake. And seeing good ones like this, even being fake, and even if we know that they're most likely fake, to me, make anticipation, or the anticipation for this game that we're waiting on, that much more exciting. And what's cool about this image is at the bottom we see a little graphic that says this was from 2006, which is insane because in 2006 we didn't even have any images of what Grand Theft Auto 4 would look like, let alone we didn't know where it would take place. Now, the last one we have is obvious fake screams obvious fake. This one right here could potentially be passed off as an early alpha build based on graphics, but that's about it. It features a Sprunk advertisement at the top of this building, which concludes, hey, this would be a GTA leak, but taking a look at everything else, it almost seems like this would be in London. But just as there are good fakes, there are also really bad ones, and this one takes the cake for being a really bad one. Now, with GTA 4 concluded, let's go ahead and move on to Grand Theft Auto 5 and take a look at what we got. So, with the announcement of Grand Theft Auto 5 came not only fake screenshots, but this time around, we actually got fake gameplay footage that, in some cases, was really good. So, 1 month after the first ever Grand Theft Auto 5 announcement and trailer, a video in December 2011 was uploaded to YouTube called Grand Theft Auto 5 First Gameplay. Now, this video racked up over 12 million views, and for the longest time, fans believed this to be possibly real. It was just that clickbait video you saw in your suggested, and you clicked on it, not knowing what to expect, and then you'd be like really let down and disappointed. But I actually made a video reacting to this in 2018, but nonetheless, the footage was actually from a PS3 exclusive called 8 Days that was actually canceled in 2008. And off topic, but this game looks really, really cool, and I'm sad that it got canceled, but seeing this way back in the day, I remember just being so excited, yet also confused, because it was more like an action movie and didn't really fit the GTA narrative, even though I had already seen it multiple times. Every time I seen it pop up in my suggested, I would just watch it, because that anticipation for Grand Theft Auto 5 was just through the roof, kind of like with Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, next up, we've got another fake GTA 5 gameplay, and this one actually comes from Fran SNK3D on YouTube. In 2012, a YouTuber by this channel name started uploading animated concepts of Grand Theft Auto 5. 2012 was also a year where Rockstar didn't really say anything at all about Grand Theft Auto 5, so because of that, these videos added fuel to the fire, and also because of their quality, they were easily passed off as real, especially to just, your average viewer on YouTube, for instance. All these videos have garnered over total 30 million video views on YouTube, and Rockstar actually ended up coming out and speaking out on this channel on a Newswire post. Just basically saying that they're not going to confirm, nor are they going to deny anything, simply based on the fact that there are too many fakes to just shut each and every one of them down, and that would just become a nasty habit to get into. So if you don't hear anything from Rockstar, just like Ned Luke said, then even though it may come true at some point, if it just doesn't come from Rockstar's mouth, take it all with a grain of salt. Now, moving on to some screenshots, we've got right here probably the best fake GTA image that I've ever seen in my life, because these next three fakes are amazing. Now, the first one we see features what would be the protagonist, and the graphics and everything just seems very reminiscent of Grand Theft Auto 4, and that's because it's a heavily doctored GTA 4 image. The pedestrians in the background are from Grand Theft Auto 4, and so is that building on the right. It was just changed up a little bit as far as colors and things like that go, but back then, this was still very, very cool to see. Alongside this image, we also got two different images of what the map was allegedly going to look like. Now, this was actually really cool, and I think a lot of that has to do with just the vibrance and clarity of this image and the map, but also the map, in a way, is similar to that of Grand Theft Auto 5. If you take a closer look, we see what could be the Alamo Sea. Then on this side of the map, we could see Paleto Bay, and then Los Santos. But when we take a closer look at the map, it really just seems like whoever created it was inspired by that of GTA San Andreas. And also look at that street design. It's just random lines thrown together. Now, the last screenshot that we have here of Grand Theft Auto 5 is Hawaii. That's what I call that. And essentially, we got two images. The first is an intro screen with the GTA 5 logo. And at first glance, when I was looking at this image, it looked super real. It just looks like a sunset at Vespucci Beach with the GTA 5 logo. But back then, it could have been passed off as Vice City because we didn't know exactly where GTA 5 was going to take place when this image came out. Alongside this intro, we also got a gameplay screenshot, and it's your typical side shot, weird angle, blurry, leaked image. This one features lots of foliage and palm trees, which is kind of a dead giveaway that this is probably fake, but also from the skyscraper we see in the background and the trees, my mind just instantly goes to Vice City. Definitely lots of VC vibes there, but it's actually, believe it or not, downtown Honolulu, Hawaii. And we also see a GTA 4 style radar in the bottom left. And also what stands out the most in this image to me is the protagonist's outfit. It just seems too cartoony to fit a Grand Theft Auto narrative with green pants. I mean, Claude wore that in GTA 3, but a bright blue top, it like I said, it just doesn't fit that vibe of a GTA protagonist. But nonetheless, those are actually the fake screenshots, footage, and clickbait of GTA 4 and GTA 5, because just like with GTA 6 leaks, fake screenshots, all that stuff, well, this has actually been around forever, but because of social media's ever-growing presence, things nowadays spread like wildfire, opposed to back in the day. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. If so, I hope I could earn your thumbs up, and also I hope you consider subscribing and turning on notifications. That's really important. A little love goes a long way, but thank you all so much for the amazing support. I'm Zach Cox. Love you all, and I hope to see you in the next video.